Hello everyone, Sheriff Labrador here. Can you guess who we're escaping from today? And by the way, I'm not alone.
Yes, Dobby is here too.
As you can see, we're in the house trapped by the evil grandmother. Our task for today is to escape from here. We need to be quiet so as not to wake her up.
But it's not that simple. Don't let her age fool you. She has built a complex of challenges in her house.
Look, she threw away our photo. It seems she hates us.
Let's start the escape. Oh, look, this is a photo of that old man we've already run away from. Looks like they're married.
Oh no, I hope she doesn't wake up from this. Yes, I remember how we escaped from that old man. Be sure to check it out on our channel.
Wow, it looks like this vent led straight to the attic of this house. I hope that Grandma doesn't catch us here. Oh, she even set up mines.
She probably loves cats since there's a photo of one hanging in her attic. Although, all grandmas love cats.
Why do you think this old lady put us in a cage?
As she probably wanted to make soup out of us.
Oh, look, I just noticed we're at a great height, and there are spikes below us.
I hope we don't fall right into the grandmother's mouth when we come out of the ventilation.
I hope so too. It would be tragic if she ate us right away.
There's a lot of dust in this ventilation. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, look, this grandma is right in front of us. I hope she doesn't wake up right now. Let's jump onto her belly.
Oh, that was unexpected, but it's good she didn't notice us.
Look, are those teeth in a jar? Fee!
I agree, that's disgusting. All right, we need to hurry before she wakes. I didn't even get to finish my sentence.
She's running right after us.
Sue, what are these snotty green cookies? We'd better not step on them.
She's even farting.
Oh no, she's too close. She might grab us by the tail.
Look, there's a red button in front of us. We need to press it quickly.
This button opened a passage ahead. Let's run there before the evil grandma catches us.
Oh, look how red the evil grandma turned. We should jump next to her.
Look, now she's not even paying attention to us.
There are so many cookies here. I was right when I said she really loves cookies.
The evil grandma is so clumsy that she even knocked over the glass of milk.
Grandma completely forgot about us. She's not even trying to chase us anymore.
Oh, look, it's a giant fan that will lift us straight up.
There are traps along our path set by the evil grandma, but we won't give up. We'll easily overcome them.
I completely agree with you, Dobie. There are no obstacles on our path that we cannot overcome.
Oh, we almost fell back down. We need to be more careful.
Hooray, we've overcome those traps.
Don't celebrate too soon. Let's see what awaits us next behind this door.
Look, we've ended up in some sort of dungeon.
Let's jump on these geysers. I think they'll help us move forward.
Hey, Dobie, don't you think it's getting too hot in here?
I agree with you. It's getting too hot here. Let's get out of here quickly and eat some cold ice cream.
Phew, the board broke right under us. I hope that doesn't happen again.
Look, there's ventilation again. I think we should climb into it.
The ventilation is dusty again. I hope there are no spiders here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a giant spider here.
Oh no, we fell into the room where the evil grandma is knitting.
I hope we don't meet her here. I wouldn't want her to knit a scarf out of us.
Listen, it sounds like something gigantic is rolling nearby. Oh, Dobie, I wasn't imagining it. A giant ball of yarn just rolled past us. Oh no, we didn't quite make it to the safe spot in time. I hope we can reach a safe spot before the next one squashes us flat.
I think we just had a bit of bad luck with the timing.
How convenient that there are holes in the walls. If they weren't there, we would have been flattened a long time ago.
Oh, I can see the exit. I hope the end is near.
Hey, Dobie, to make it more exciting as we head towards the final showdown with the evil grandma, let's remember how we saved the city from the evil robot.
Of course, it was one of those days when everything seemed calm until the nightmare began. The sky darkened and a giant evil robot appeared on the horizon, casting a shadow over our town. The townsfolk were panicking, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and Labrador, knew we had to act fast.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in the danger zone. But then we decided to find out more about this monstrous machine.
We were shocked to discover that the robot was controlled by a deranged inventor who had lost control of his creation. The robot was rampaging through the town, causing havoc and destruction.
We realized there was no time to waste. We needed to act swiftly to save the town. We assembled a team and gathered all the resources we could find to stop this mechanical menace.
We devised a plan to disable the robot. It was risky, but we had no other choice. We had to protect our town and its people.
Using our knowledge of mechanics and some heavy-duty equipment, we managed to create a powerful electromagnetic pulse, EMP, device. Our goal was to get close enough to the robot to activate the EMP and shut it down.
With the help of our brave team, we set up a diversion to distract the robot while we got into position. It was dangerous, but we were determined to succeed.
As the robot focused on the diversion, Dobie and I made our move. We got close enough to activate the EMP, and with a loud hum, the robot started to malfunction.
The giant robot staggered and then collapsed, its systems fried by the EMP. The immediate threat was over, but we knew we had to secure the area and ensure the robot was completely disabled.
Working together, we dismantled the robot piece by piece, making sure it couldn't be reactivated. The townsfolk began to emerge from their hiding places, grateful and relieved.
Saving the town from the giant robot, we understood that the power of our unity and determination could overcome any challenge. Thanks to our joint effort, the town was saved, and Labrador and I are proud to have helped our community in its hour of need.
Did you see that giant pool filled with cookies? She's definitely crazy.
Yeah, but there's a trap here. Of course, it didn't work on us, but it was still scary. One wrong move and it's all over.
Look, there's another big fan here. Hopefully there are fewer traps this time around.
This fan has propelled us to crazy speeds.
I love speed, especially when I'm racing on my police bike to respond to calls.
Oh, look, the airflow from the fan lifted us up.
Let's jump carefully so we don't fall into the abyss.
This challenge room is longer than I thought. Hopefully, we'll get out of here soon.
Oh, there's a new obstacle ahead, but we're not afraid of it.
It's interesting why the evil old lady set up these challenges for us.
I think it's useless to dwell on that. Our main priority is to escape from here.
Oh, we weren't careful enough going through that obstacle course. Next time, we should watch our step more closely.
Carefulness and professionalism are crucial aspects of our work.
These pipes are taking us higher and higher. The main thing is not to fall into that abyss.
I think the exit from here is coming up soon. The key is not to rush, and everything will work out.
It's getting boring. Let's tell another story again.
With pleasure. It was one of those serene days when the sun was shining bright and the town was going about its usual business. But then came the relentless rain. At first, it seemed like a passing shower, but it soon became evident that this was no ordinary downpour. The streets were quickly flooding and panic spread among the townspeople. Sheriff Dobie and I knew we had to act swiftly.
First and foremost, we had to calm the frantic residents and swiftly organize the evacuation of those in the flood's path. It was a chaotic scene, with people desperately seeking higher ground as the waters rose.
Once the initial chaos was somewhat under control, we delved into understanding the cause of this sudden deluge.
To our astonishment, we discovered that a reckless scientist was to blame. He had been experimenting with weather control technology and inadvertently triggered this catastrophic flooding.
There was no time to waste. The safety of our town was at stake. We quickly assembled a team of rescuers and set out to confront this new challenge.
Together, we devised a plan to mitigate the flooding and clear the streets. It was risky, but in times of crisis, risks must be taken.
Using specialized equipment and strategic placements, we managed to divert the worst of the flooding away from populated areas and towards safer zones.
Through tireless effort and determination, we were able to stabilize the situation. The water levels began to recede, and the immediate danger passed.
As the town started to recover amidst the cleanup and restoration efforts, Dobie and I reflected on the resilience of our community. It was through our combined efforts and unwavering resolve that we managed to save our town from the brink of disaster.
The experience reinforced to us the importance of unity in the face of adversity. Together, we overcame the challenges posed by the flooding and emerged stronger as a community. Labrador and I take pride in having been able to assist our fellow townsfolk in their time of need.
Hey, Dobie, enough with the story. Look, there's a giant cookie in front of us. Let's get closer to it.
Let's grab it before the evil old lady comes.
I think it's a trap, so be prepared.
We're sheriffs after all. We're always ready.
I guessed it, but it was pretty obvious. What else could the grandma come up with? Look at how many of her clones are here.
When did she manage to multiply like this? I think we need to hurry, or they'll fill up this entire lawn.
Despite all our efforts, the clones of the evil old lady keep coming and coming.
We've already taken almost half of this old lady's health. It's good they gave us a bazooka instead of a revolver. Otherwise, we'd be fighting for a very long time.
Don't celebrate too soon. We need to be more careful or we'll end up trapped here forever.
I've noticed there are two types of grandmas here. Some die from one hit, while others have a lot of HP.
Hooray, we won! That was a thrilling battle.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Labrador. It was not an easy battle.
Now we just need to get out of this cursed house as quickly as possible.
Wow, what a car. It must be some powerful sports car. It even has cookie wheels. Since we defeated that grandma, it means we've accomplished our goal for today.
And that means it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. See you soon.
Hello, dear friends. Today, we're going to escape from an evil dog in Roblox. It's right behind me, but it's asleep, so we're safe for now.
Hello, everyone. Ahead of us are thrilling challenges and boss battles. By the way, if you know the name of this dog, be sure to write it in the comments.
Sheriff Labrador, let's jump on his belly.
Let's do it, but we need to be ready in case he wakes up.
Don't worry about that. I think he stuffed himself and watched TV all night.
It seems we need to get to the ventilation, but there's a small parkour course. Good thing I've been practicing parkour since school.
Oh no, you broke his mom's favorite vase. It seems like he's sleeping soundly. I hope he doesn't notice the shards when he wakes up.
We'll quickly sneak through and escape.
Great, now we need to overcome this giant room.
I see some metal platforms ahead. We need to press the button.
What do you think these trials are for in this dog's house? I don't think he's the one going through them, although they would be good physical exercises, which promote health.
Wow, look, it's a zip line. I used to ride one of these when I was a kid. Maybe it's all to ensure that no one can reach him and disturb his sleep. But here we are, trying to escape from him. Why he kidnapped us is indeed strange.
Look, he has a wife and kids. Why haven't we seen them?
And on the picture on the left, his friend is depicted Talking Tom.
I have a theory that we've entered a universe of talking animals. Perhaps this is a kind of hell, because no one would like to be forced to talk, especially to say exactly what you don't want.
Exactly. And that's why he built these trials, to get as far away as possible from the fate of endless talking. Now we just need to find the others and figure out why we were kidnapped.
That's a possibility. It could be that they kidnapped us to replace them in conversations, so they can be free. Or perhaps they feed on other animals, and that gives them the ability to talk.
Or maybe they're just a little bit crazy.
This option is worth considering too. Let's focus on getting out of here and finding out what's really going on.
It looks like we need to climb into the ventilation system. This is the transition to the next location. Hopefully we'll encounter some new characters along the way.
It seems you're right. There's Talking Tom standing there.
Oops, he fell.
Get ready to run. I don't think he has good intentions.
Have you ever seen the Tom with red eyes? He looks like he's ready to flatten us like pancakes.
It feels like he's about to shoot lasers from his eyes. What if he really can do more than just talk? We'd need some interesting superpowers for detaining suspects then.
Why did he hide around the corner? Did he think he wasn't visible?
Perhaps he's a little dumb or just sleepy and not very spatially aware.
He has such funny teeth like a child's. You know, for some reason, he seems even cute to me.
Maybe the environment is starting to affect you. I hope you won't turn into one of them right now. Did all this hypnotize you or something?
I don't even know. I hope I won't get absorbed by this atmosphere. If something's wrong, let me know.
Of course. Back in the ventilation again. We already dealt with Tom. Let's see who awaits us next.
Looks like a children's room. Maybe it belongs to Ben's kid?
You guessed it. It's a girl. I wonder what her name is, and if Ben's children are facing the same fate of constant talking like he is.
While you were talking, we fell right into her paws. Why did we get teleported back? I don't think she's as mean as Tom right now.
I think so too. If she wanted to bite us, she would have already gotten out of this grid. It has huge gaps between the bars.
Oh, so we found out her name is Lily. I don't see her brother's room here. Very strange. Is there any point in keeping them so far apart? Guys, write in the comments if you have a brother or sister, and if you share a room together.
Yeah, what if something happened to her brother, and here we are just casually talking about it? Also, perhaps this is precisely why everyone has gone mad and thinks we killed him.
Dobie, you're back to inventing theories again. It's only distracting us from the main goal. I think things aren't as bad with this place as you imagine.
It seems we've entered the central ventilation system, which provides oxygen to the entire complex. We could leave a surprise here.
Let's tell the guys the story of how you and I saved the city from the animal pirates instead. This story began when rumors started circulating in the city about strange events. Animals began behaving unusually, as if under the influence of something invisible.
Many of them fell into a strange trance, and some even disappeared without a trace. Labrador and I began an investigation, and soon discovered that behind all this were animal pirates who were planning to take over our city.
Our suspicions were confirmed when we discovered that the animal pirates had struck a deal with a company from another city to help them create a device capable of controlling the minds of those around them.
These pirates were cunning and well prepared, with a clear plan, and the backing of another company made their threat even more serious. We realized that if we didn't stop them, our city would fall into their hands.
The local scientist helped us determine that their device emitted a sound at a frequency inaudible to animals, but capable of inducing hypnosis and controlling them. We realized that standard methods of fighting crime wouldn't work in this case. So, we decided to create a device capable of absorbing sounds at a frequency that regular animals couldn't hear, and that could help us locate and destroy the enemy's device.
Creating this device was challenging, but we collaborated with the scientists to overcome the task. When we finally completed it, we set out to search for the pirate device, which was hidden somewhere in the city.
We roamed all the streets and alleys listening to the surrounding sounds until we finally noticed a strange signal that our sound-absorbing device picked up.
Oh no! Looks like he woke up and saw that we escaped. We headed toward the source of the signal and discovered the pirate device hidden in the basement of one of the abandoned buildings. We quickly dealt with the pirates' guards and destroyed their device. Thanks to this, the city was saved from capture, and the residents could sleep peacefully.
Yeah, we were awarded the Order of Bravery and even featured in the news. How I love my job. And you?
I also love my job very much. Being a sheriff is very exciting. Every day we face many trials and adventures, which gives rise to more and more new stories. It seems like even a whole lifetime wouldn't be enough to tell you all of them.
Ouch! The ventilation grill collapsed under our weight, and we're tumbling down.
In real life, falling like that would hurt. Your tumbling down reminded me of how I went sledding down a snowy hill during my winter vacation. It was a lot of fun.
I also plan to fly to a snowy country for my next vacation and thoroughly enjoy the beauty of nature and the cozy atmosphere.
And in the meantime, we've reached another parkour section, but this time someone has set up trampolines for us. That's very kind of them. Without the trampolines, I don't know how we would have climbed so high.
Just a little more, and we'll reach that button. I can't wait to face the main boss of this map. I think it will be Talking Angela since we haven't seen her yet.
I think it will be Talking Ginger, because I haven't seen a female main boss yet, and we also haven't encountered Ginger yet.
What kind of nuclear reactor does he have in his complex, and why does he need it? I hope he doesn't plan to destroy all living things.
You know, Labrador, sometimes I wonder how we both ended up on this path. I wonder what led us to choose the profession of sheriff.
Yes, Dobie, that's indeed an interesting question. I remember being fascinated by stories of heroes protecting their towns and loved ones since childhood. Especially inspiring were the tales from my grandfather, who served as a sheriff in his town. How about you? How did you come to this choice?
For me, it all began when I was a teenager. I always loved helping people and felt a desire to do something meaningful. One day, I met a sheriff who came to our school to talk about his work. I was so impressed by his stories of protecting people and maintaining order that I immediately realized, this is my calling. Remember our first operation together? We didn't know each other that well back then, but even then, we felt like we could rely on each other.
Yes, it was a test of endurance and we passed it. But you know, Dobie, I think being a sheriff is not just about skills and abilities. It's also about the desire to serve your community, to be part of something greater.
Well said, Labrador. We chose this profession because we wanted to protect and assist. Every day, we reaffirm our choice by seeing how our work makes the world a bit better and safer.
So, here we are, at this moment. We've reached the door behind which the main boss of this map awaits. And we were wrong about the main boss. It's actually the giant robot, Ben.
Let's shoot him right in the teeth.
I'll try shooting at his legs. Maybe that's his weak spot and he'll fall down.
What a coward Ben is. He didn't even bother to put up a fight at the end, and just opted to make a giant combat robot.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's sitting in his chair right now, either asleep or watching TV with a mug of coffee in hand.
I hope it's not something stronger than coffee, and he's probably watching some football while we're here sweating. That's not fair.
Hooray! Congratulations to us. Leave us some congratulations in the comments. And now it's time for us to leave this crazy house of talking animals.
Hold on, but aren't we also talking animals? Maybe it's related to our abduction. They wanted us to be part of the app about talking animals too. Guys, would you play such a game?
You're back with your scary theories again. Look, our motorcycle won't start. It would be funny if it ran out of gas.
Guys, it's time for us to say goodbye. We hope you enjoyed our escape from the talking animals.
Yes, don't forget to leave comments, like, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Also, check out our other videos and let us know what else you'd like to see us play.
Looks like duty calls. off we go to another adventure.
What's happening again? I hope it's not an attack by the giant robot Ginger.
No, Angela.
Goodbye.
Hello, everybody. This is Dobie, but I'm not alone.
I'm here too. Hello everyone, today we're going to escape from the running head.
But it's not that simple because we have a lot of difficult challenges ahead.
Yeah, that's right, Dobie. But since we're sheriffs, no challenges can scare us.
Look, we've encountered the first running head, but it's very slow, so we can ignore it.
But we shouldn't lose our vigilance because there are probably a lot of traps here.
This maze is very simple. There's not even a ceiling, so we can peek to see how to get to the end.
Great, they won't catch us behind this barrier.
I want to see how smart they are.
That was a bit risky, but I also love taking risks. It's a big part of our job, after all.
Yes, but the key is to always think through your actions in advance and have a backup plan in case things go wrong.
Listen, they're getting really close to us. We need to watch our tails.
They walk so weirdly, and now they're stuck together. It looks like they're kissing.
I agree. I can't even imagine how they walk without legs.
Look, there's this gigantic one blocking our path to the finish. Let's find a way around it.
Oh, I see. It looks like it was a test of attention. We went through similar tests when we became sheriffs.
There are 3 heads in a narrow passage here. We'll need to use some parkour skills.
Oh no, they're kissing again. Let's turn away so they don't distract us. Maybe they're doing it on purpose to make us stumble.
Oh, he looks like that giant one, but luckily he's very slow and not very bright. We can easily outsmart him.
I think we're nearing the end of the first stage. Most likely, it's just beyond... Oh, there was a little trap here. That's exactly what happens when you lose focus. But since we're not on a mission, it's not a big deal. Always play for fun, guys.
Well, you were right. This stairs led to the portal to the next stage.
We continue. It seems we've entered some wooden house. There are 2 doors here. Let's go left.
Oh, he's standing with his back to us. Although it doesn't have a back, so I guess it's facing away with its nape.
Here we need to slip through very quickly because he's distracted by another hole in the wall.
Listen, I don't even know. Oh, I meant to say that I don't know where we need to go. Why did he stand unpredictably around the corner?
I think it's deliberately done by the author to scare us. As for where we're going, I'm not sure myself. Since the monitor can't emit smells, we can't find the exit using our dog instincts, so we're going blindly. But the main thing is not to turn around to avoid going back to the starting point.
Great! We've reached the checkpoint, which means we're halfway through the maze. Usually, checkpoints aren't placed just for fun, so there might be danger ahead of us.
Oops! Let's quickly crawl into the gap before this head regains consciousness.
Another checkpoint. Great! Seems like it's a new element of the challenge. We need to veer off the path in time before this head catches us right in its mouth.
Oh my god, we got a bit distracted and missed the turn. Well, no big deal. We understood the gist, and we'll quickly get back to the same spot.
Remember, Lab, how we spent nights playing horror games as kids?
Of course, those evenings with popcorn and an old computer, we cursed that eerie monastery 100 times.
I wonder how that has influenced our work now.
I think it taught us not to panic in dark corners. Remember when we first encountered that strange case in the abandoned mine?
Yeah, all those sounds and rustling. It felt like something out of an old game back then, too.
But thanks to our childhood fascination, we remained composed and figured out the situation. No mystique, just work.
And strangely enough, it still saves us to this day. I'm glad we spent those evenings in forgotten horrors together.
Me too, Dobie. In our world, every day can be like a horror movie, but we're always ready for it.
So, here we are at the 3rd stage of this place. Continuing on. It seems like another maze.
I hope this one will be more interesting and challenging, because the first one was boring, but I understand. It was just preparing us.
On this level, a lot of new mobs have been added. They even scare me a little. Brr, it's creepy.
I agree, but we shouldn't let fear take over, because it's deliberately designed to scare us and prevent us from completing this level. So, let's gather our strength and move forward, ignoring the obstacles.
By the way, speaking of strange creatures, Labrador, do you remember how we saved the town from mutant snakes? Let's tell that story. The day started like any other, but everything changed when reports came in about strange incidents in the town. People were talking about snakes that had once been harmless, but had now evolved, growing arms and legs. They began attacking people and taking over the streets. Labrador and I immediately headed to the scene.
Later, it turned out that all of this was orchestrated by an evil scientist from a neighboring town. He had made a bet with other scientists that he could take over our town and receive a reward from the government for it. When we arrived in the town, we saw real chaos. The mutant snakes were armed and organized, attacking the residents. Our first priority was to rescue people and restore order. We needed to act quickly and develop a plan.
We gathered a team of brave assistants and began a counterattack. Our efforts were focused on ensuring the safety of the people and identifying weaknesses in the snakes' defenses.
Hold on a second, Dobie. We need to pause the story for a bit. We've just completed another stage. Good job!
So, where did I leave off? During one of our operations, we managed to capture one of their leaders, a huge snake with a head in command. He revealed that they planned to take over the town and make it their new home.
With our knowledge and resourcefulness, we devised a plan to stop these mutants. We used special tactics to weaken their defenses and reduce their numbers. The battle was fierce, but thanks to our endurance and friendship, we emerged victorious.
It seems like we're in a more modern house compared to the second stage. Here, it looks like Stone Age heads live, given the stone walls around us.
Oops, we've accidentally reached the starting point again, but no worries. Let's go back and turn in the other direction now.
Oh, these challenges are still very simple. It seems like this place is designed for children rather than sheriffs.
I'm also a bit disappointed by that, but I'm optimistic that a very challenging trial will come soon.
Ouch. That was unfair from the developer. I would have made that jump because I have very good reflexes. Oh well, let's forget about it.
Dobie, what do you think about these heads? Where do you think they came from?
To be honest, I don't even know which universe or game they're from, but I do know for sure that they're very popular on the internet, and they're quite creepy. Perhaps that's why they're popular. Their distinctive feature of having a face painted with white makeup and poorly applied lipstick.
Did you see that head around the corner? We almost ran into it. Once again, good reflexes saved us.
Oh, again! What are they doing there? Maybe they were also trying to jump over something and got stuck there forever?
That's a good theory. Well, we've completed another stage. Let's move on.
I hope it will be more interesting there.
All right, we've spawned in a new location. It seems to be a maze, but not a simple one. A transparent maze. What the heck?
Don't get disappointed so early, Sheriff Labrador. For some reason, you can't see through glass to other glass. I must have forgotten my school physics. But will we also be hindered by women's heads?
I thought those heads reproduced by budding, but it turns out the women were just on another level. Now it makes sense.
These women are prettier than those heads, but they still look ugly.
Oh no, we're stuck. Listen, this glass is really confusing. It seems to create very strange visual effects. Normally, such effects are caused by glasses.
Let's lighten the mood by remembering the funny story about how we rescued a school kid who was fooling around with a fire extinguisher and got stuck in a tree. Recently, Labrador and I had a special day, a tour for school children. We arrived at the school with a fire truck, an ambulance, and a police car to show the kids how our service works. The children were thrilled, especially when they were allowed to climb into the vehicles and try out being rescuers.
Everything was going smoothly until we noticed one of the students, a little rascal named Tim, quietly sneaking over to the fire truck and stealing a fire extinguisher. We thought he just wanted to play, but suddenly we heard screams. It turned out that Tim had activated the fire extinguisher and ended up in a tree, covered in foam.
I sense something's off here. We need to check carefully. The situation was critical. Tim was hanging from a branch, tightly gripping the fire extinguisher, and looked terrified. I immediately ran to the tree while Labrador coordinated the children to keep them away.
While Dobie climbed the tree, I calmed the children and explained that Tim would be safe. Thanks to his agility, Dobie quickly reached Tim. He spoke to him in a calm voice, convincing the boy to let go of the fire extinguisher and hold onto the branch.
This is a very strange challenge. Some heads are falling, while others aren't. When I reached Tim, he was on the verge of tears. I gently took his hand and helped him down. Tim was okay, but shaken. We talked to him about the importance of being careful and listening to adults.
Great, we've completed another stage. Moving on to the sixth one. I wonder how many there are in total. After that incident, we continued the tour, but with new safety rules. The children understood that safety is not a game. At the end of the day, everyone thanked us for the exciting lesson and promised to be more careful.
This day showed us that even the most ordinary events can unexpectedly turn into extreme situations. The main thing is that we are always ready to help and protect those who need it.
Hi guys, turns out we're only halfway through this place. Later on, it's gonna get really tough, which we're really happy about. Well, it's time for us to say goodbye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
Write in the comments if you want to see the second part. See you later.
Hi guys, we're back in Roblox, and today we're playing the Escape from Minions prison mode. Ready for an adventure?
Hi, friends. Yes, this is going to be fun. Imagine a prison full of minions. Who would have thought that these little yellow creatures could be so dangerous?
So, our first step is to get out of the cell. Look, we need to crawl through the ventilation duct. Oh, it's like in prison escape movies.
Exactly. Go ahead, Labrador. You go first. You have more experience with this stuff. Aha.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's pretty tight. Hey, Dobie, remember the last time you got stuck in the vents?
Ha! Right. That was in the Escape from the Asylum mode. Hopefully, these vents are wider. And here's the first boss, a huge minion with a laser gun.
Wow, he's a serious guy. Okay, I have a plan. We need to jump on the platforms, dodge his shots, and attack him with our bazooka.
Wow, and I thought minions only love bananas. Okay, jump, shoot. Oh no, he's aiming at me.
Dobie, take care of yourself. Shoot at his legs to slow him down. Yes, like that. We've almost defeated him.
Hooray! The first boss is down. But listen, what's that sound? It looks like we have trouble ahead. Another boss, Mega Minion with a shield and hammer.
Right, he looks tough. We need to be smart. Let's try to trick him and hit his weak spots when he lifts the shield.
Good plan, attack! Oh, look, he's swinging his hammer like Thor. Ha! I hope he's not as accurate.
Come on, Dobie, dodge. He's vulnerable when he attacks. Shoot him. Yes, we did it. He's defeated.
Whew, that was intense. But we made it. Labrador, do you remember how we used to watch Despicable Me as kids? Minions were always funny, and now they're real bosses.
You watched Despicable Me? The Minions are the coolest characters ever.
These little yellow guys are always at the center of all the funny situations. Have you guys watched this movie?
Yeah, I think everyone has. So, let's tell them what's going on here. We're in the secret base of the Minions. To escape, we need to complete a tough parkour and defeat 2 minion bosses. Sounds like a real challenge.
Wow, there are so many rusty pipes and platforms, they don't look very sturdy. Labrador, be careful not to fall.
I'm trying. Oh, I always said minions are jack of all trades, but their work isn't always perfect. Aha! Here's the first challenge. We need to jump over these moving platforms.
They probably made this to slow us down. By the way, remember how in Despicable Me, the minions were always repairing and inventing things? Looks like they've been busy here too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, up ahead is our first boss, a huge minion with a laser gun. This is going to be tough.
A huge minion? Maybe he just ate too many bananas? Haha. All right, let's focus. To defeat him, we need to dodge his shots and attack back.
Hey, Dobie, remember how we met the minions a week ago? That was unforgettable.
Oh yeah, how could I forget? Did you ever expect our ice cream trip to end up with meeting those yellow guys?
Not at all. We had just left the store when we saw one minion chasing another who was rolling a giant ice cream ball down the street. They're always so funny.
Haha, exactly. And remember how they invited us to help with their latest experiment? They messed up the instructions so much that we ended up exploding a bunch of popcorn in their lab.
Oh, it was a real popcorn rain. Good thing we managed to escape before Gru showed up. He wouldn't have been pleased.
Yeah, but the minions were thrilled. They even gave us a tour of their secret base. Remember how one of them tried to show us his new gadget, the banana blaster?
Oh yeah, and how the blaster, instead of shooting bananas, started spraying banana puree all over the place. We were in a sticky nightmare.
Uh-huh. Good thing we got cleaned up when they took us to the banana bath. I still can't believe they have a separate room just for washing bananas.
Minions and their quirks. But then they showed us their new project, a giant cleaning robot. That was something.
Yes, but the minions forgot to set it up properly, and it started chasing us with a giant mop. Good thing we managed to turn it off before it turned everything into chaos.
But the funniest part was when we decided to race on their little yellow cars. These cars look so cute, but driving them is a real challenge.
Haha, yeah, especially when they decided to turn on all the obstacles and traps. I still can't believe we made it through the Ring of Fire unscathed.
That was a real adventure. And finally, remember how they surprised us with a huge cake?
Oh yeah, except instead of cream, it had a whole kilogram of banana puree, but it was fun and delicious.
Dobie, remember how it all started? The minions showed up at our office with rocket blueprints, promising that with their help, we could travel across the galaxy. When we were tasked with building a rocket for galactic exploration, we didn't expect this project to become one of the toughest challenges in our careers. This whole story began with the arrival of the minions who offered their assistance. Who would have thought that these funny yellow creatures would turn out to be such tricksters?
Of course, Labrador. They seemed so friendly and enthusiastic. Their plans looked incredibly detailed, and we decided it was worth a try.
We started building the rocket at our police station. The minions took on most of the work since they were real experts in mechanics and electronics. Everything went smoothly, and the rocket was ready for launch in record time.
The launch day arrived, and we all gathered at the launch pad. The minions were so excited that we didn't suspect any deception. We launched the rocket and headed into space.
The first few days of the flight were amazing. We saw incredible planets and stars. But then, as we approached the first planet, the minions suddenly changed course and locked us in a compartment.
We were shocked. It turned out the minions planned to steal all the planets and resources to create their own empire. They deceived us to use our knowledge and resources for their purposes.
We had to come up with a plan quickly. We knew we had to stop them and regain control of the rocket. We began looking for weaknesses in the security system that could help us escape.
After several hours of intense work, we managed to hack the system and disable the locks. We broke out of the compartment and confronted the minions in the control center.
It was an epic battle. The minions used all their tricks and gadgets to stop us. But Dobie and I were stronger and smarter. We managed to take control of the rocket and set course back to Earth.
When we returned to Earth, we reported the minions' betrayal and their plans to steal planets. The minions were arrested and sent to prison for further investigation.
This experience taught us to be cautious and not trust everyone blindly. But most importantly, we were able to protect our world and our galaxy from danger once again.
Yes, Labrador, we did an important job. Now we know that even in need to stay vigilant, and who knows what other adventures await us in the future.
Dobie, remember how it all started? We were called to the city because the minions were causing chaos everywhere. When Dobie and I were tasked with investigating the criminal activities of the minions, we never expected that we would eventually meet their leader, Gru. Our goal was not only to stop the minions, but also to try to understand what drives Gru to behave the way he does.
Of course, Labrador. They were stealing, creating havoc, and disturbing everyone's peace. We quickly realized that someone more cunning and smart was behind all this.
We began our investigation and soon discovered Gru, who was the king of all minions. We were warned that he was very dangerous, but we decided to approach this case differently.
Yes, instead of arresting him right away, we decided to try talking to him. It was important to understand why he became like this, and if it was possible to reform him.
We went to his lair, and to our surprise, Gru wasn't all that bad. He was gruff, but in his eyes we could see weariness and disappointment.
It turned out that Gru was a genius who had simply lost faith in people due to past betrayals and disappointments. The minions had become a kind of family for him, one he never had.
We started meeting with him more often, trying to show him that not all people are bad. We told him stories about our childhood, about how important it is to have real friends.
One day we invited him to a picnic. It was an ordinary day, but for Gru, it became something new and special. We played games, laughed, and just enjoyed the time together.
Gradually, Gru began to change. He became more open and kind. The minions, seeing the change in their leader, also started behaving better.
Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were moments when Gru relapsed and became the old Gru again. But we didn't give up and continued to support him.
Eventually, Gru completely changed. He even started helping us with investigations and, along with the minions, began protecting the city from criminals.
It was a long and difficult journey, but we managed to turn Gru from an evil genius into a kind and caring person. He became our friend and ally.
We proved that everyone deserves a second chance. And with friendship and support, even the most hardened villains can change.
Yes, Labrador. And now our city is safer and happier, thanks to our new friend Gru and his minions.
After that tough parkour, we have to face the boss. Yeah, Labrador, especially with those yellow walls and giant bananas trying to knock us down. Who do you think came up with these traps? Must be some super brainy minion. They probably thought regular prisons were too boring.
Oh, it looks like this is the real boss. And we only have a bazooka to take him down. Labrador, are you ready?
Of course, I'm always ready for these adventures. Let's keep shooting at him before he turns us into banana salad.
Haha, banana salad. All right, Mega Minion Boss, take this.
Watch out for his attacks. He's throwing huge banana bombs.
Whoa, these bombs are definitely not from the store. Listen, we only have a few shots left. Aim carefully.
Absolutely. Hey, Dobie, remember the last time we tried to escape from Nanny Betty? I think that was even harder.
Oh, for sure. But that's a story for another time. All right, guys. See you next time in the world of Roblox.
Hi, subscribers. It's us again, Sheriff Labrador and Sheriff Dobie.
Hi, guys. Today we're diving into the world of Roblox and playing the Escape from Benny's Restaurant mode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new episodes.
So, Dobie, tell our viewers what this mode is all about.
Sure, Labrador. Escape from Benny's Restaurant is a mode in Roblox where we're stuck in a creepy restaurant run by a strange chef named Benny. Benny has lost his mind and locked everyone inside. Our task is to find a way out by solving puzzles and avoiding traps.
Yeah, Benny is definitely not right in the head. Did you see him running around with that giant meat cleaver? It feels like he's making soup out of subscribers.
Oh, look, I found the first key. It fits the door to the kitchen. Hopefully there are no hot sauce traps, or worse.
Ha! Can you imagine if Benny poured a lot of Tabasco into the soup? We'd definitely become superheroes with fire-breathing powers.
Labrador, be careful. There's an oil puddle here. We don't need a slip and fall show.
Oh, thanks, Dobie. I thought it was a bonus track for skateboarders. All right, I found wire cutters. I'm going to cut the wire at the exit.
Great. Just watch out for Benny sneaking up from behind. He's a master of sudden appearances, like your grandma with unexpected treats.
Ha ha! You're right. My grandma with her cookies could compete with Benny in a culinary battle. Oh, I found a secret room with recipes. Looks like there's another key hidden here.
Benny's secret recipes? Maybe after all this, we could open our own restaurant. But first, let's escape from here.
Well, we've almost got all the keys. We just need to get out of the fridge. Hey, Dobie, this reminds me of the time we tried to make a snow fort in the freezer.
Exactly. Only back then there wasn't a giant chef with a huge knife. All right, I've opened the door. Let's go, Labrador, to freedom.
Freedom is still far away, but I hope we can handle it and defeat this evil chef.
Labrador, do you remember how we had a real adventure with that evil scientist who pretended to be a chef just a week ago?
Of course, Dobie. That was a completely crazy case. This scientist opened the Burger Ore restaurant and started feeding everyone giant burgers. At first glance, nothing unusual, but then something strange began to happen.
Yeah, the residents of our town started gaining weight rapidly. It turned out that this evil genius, Dr. Gloom, had developed special burgers that made people very fat. He wanted everyone to feel the same way he did in childhood, when he was teased for being overweight.
When we got the first call, many residents were already complaining about feeling unwell. We went to Burger Ore and immediately noticed something was off. The restaurant was full of people greedily eating enormous burgers.
I've never seen such huge burgers. They were the size of footballs, and everyone was eating them with such greed as if they had never seen food before. We knew we had to act quickly before the whole town turned into a city full of gluttons.
We started an investigation and discovered that Dr. Gloom was adding a special ingredient to his burgers that caused severe addiction and weight gain. This ingredient was the result of his scientific experiments.
We managed to infiltrate Gloom's laboratory, which was right under the restaurant. There, we found many strange machines and chemicals that he used to create his burgers.
When Gloom realized we had uncovered his plan, he tried to escape. But thanks to our efforts and the help of the town's residents, we were able to apprehend him. He tried to explain his actions by talking about his difficult childhood, but that didn't justify what he did.
We immediately organized a cleanup of the town from those burgers. All the residents received medical help, and we started developing a program to restore their health.
We had a real challenge. It all started when we received the first alarming call about strange occurrences in our town. The locals began to notice that things in their homes were mysteriously changing size.
Yes, at first it seemed like just a prank. But when someone found a giant carrot in their garden the size of a car, it became clear that something serious was going on. We started an investigation and found that all these oddities were happening near the Magic Spoon restaurant.
We decided to go there and talk to the chef who worked there. His name was Mr. Crawford, and he was known for his unconventional approach to cooking. But what we discovered surpassed all expectations.
When we entered the restaurant, we saw that all the items were either gigantic or tiny. Tables, chairs, dishes. Everything looked like it was from a fantasy movie. Mr. Crawford greeted us with a wide smile and offered to explain how he did it.
He showed us his device, a small machine with many buttons and levers. According to him, he developed this device to diversify his cuisine, but he soon realized that he could do much more with it.
Crawford started using his device not only for cooking. He began enlarging items to impress his customers and shrinking things to make them easier to store. But soon, he started using his invention for evil purposes.
He enlarged the streetlights, which caused chaos on the roads. Then he shrank the trash bins, causing garbage to spill onto the streets. We realized we needed to stop him quickly before he did something even more terrible.
We tried to talk to him and convince him to stop, but Crawford was too fascinated by his invention. So, we decided we needed to deactivate the device. It wasn't easy because the device was well protected.
We had to come up with a plan. We distracted Crawford by asking him to show us how the device worked. While he was demonstrating its capabilities, Dobie quietly sneaked up and pulled a crucial wire from the machine.
The device stopped, and the items began returning to their normal sizes. Crawford was furious, but we managed to calm him down and explain that his invention was causing more harm than good.
We confiscated the device and sent it to a lab for study. Crawford agreed not to use his inventions for evil purposes anymore, and promised to direct his talents for the benefit of society.
This was another instance where our town was in danger, but thanks to our quick reaction and teamwork, we managed to set everything right.
Have you heard about Cookland? It's an incredible discovery. Imagine an entire planet made entirely of food.
Exactly! Planet Cookland is a true paradise for food lovers. Mountains of mashed potatoes, rivers of chocolate, and forests of broccoli. But the most amazing thing is the inhabitants of Cookland. They don't just live among food, they are chefs themselves.
Yes, they created this planet using their culinary skills and magical ingredients. Every corner of Cookland smells like something delicious. But, when we received a distress signal from there, we realized that not everything was as perfect as it seemed.
Right, Labrador. When we landed on Cookland, we immediately sensed that something was wrong. We saw giant pies cut in half and huge chunks of cheese melting under the scorching sun. It seemed the climate conditions had become unfavorable for their food.
We met the head chef of Cookland, Chef Biscuit. He explained that the planet was experiencing serious problems. Their culinary spells were losing their power, and the food that made up the planet was starting to spoil.
Chef Biscuit asked us to help find the cause of this disaster. We embarked on a journey across Cookland, trying to understand what could have disrupted the balance. Along the way, we encountered many unique creatures, such as macaroni monsters and sugar elves.
And when we reached the center of the planet, we discovered that the source of the problem was a giant caramel volcano. It had started erupting and disrupted the planet's magical balance. We needed to take urgent action.
Labrador and I teamed up with the local chefs and began working on a solution. Using magical recipes and our sheriff skills, we managed to create an antidote for the volcano. We took the freshest ingredients from across the planet and made a giant cooling cake.
The cooler worked! The volcano calmed down, and Cookland's magic began to restore itself. In gratitude, Chef Biscuit invited us to a grand feast where we tasted the most unusual dishes. Do you remember that moon cheese soup? It was something else.
Of course I remember. It was an amazing adventure and a unique experience. We helped save the planet and learned a lot about magic and cooking. Now Cookland is thriving again, and we can proudly say that we played a part in its salvation.
That was one of the strangest and creepiest adventures in our sheriff careers. Let's tell our friends what happened.
So, it all started when we decided to check out the new pizzeria Robo Pizza. We heard they had great pizza and unique shows featuring animatronic robots.
When we walked in, everything seemed pretty cute. Robots in animal costumes were singing songs and entertaining children. But when we tried to leave after the show, the doors were locked.
Right. At first, we thought it was some kind of mistake or joke, but then we noticed that the robots started acting strangely. Their eyes turned red, and they stopped smiling.
I remember one of the robots, a giant bear named Freddy, came up to us and said, "You can't leave. The party isn't over yet." It was creepy.
We tried to find an exit, but the robots had blocked all the doors. We realized we needed to act quickly and find a way to disable them.
We split up to explore the pizzeria. I went to the control room and you stayed behind to distract the robots. It was risky, but we had no choice.
Yes. I remember trying to strike up a conversation with one of the robots, a huge chicken named Chica. She was telling me about pizza recipes while you were looking for a way to shut down the system.
It was a creepy adventure, but we made it through. It's important to always be on guard, even when you're just going out for pizza.
We finally finished telling our stories and completed this mode. See you in the next mode.
Hi guys, today Dobie and I have entered the Roblox mode, Escape from Babysitter Betty's Nursery. Don't forget to like and comment.
Hi. So Labrador, we're in the nursery, and it's pretty boring here. Looks like Betty is on the phone. A perfect moment to escape.
Yeah, Betty isn't usually very attentive, but if she gets angry, she becomes a real monster. We need to act quickly and carefully. Hey, do you remember that there's also the janitor Ben?
Of course. Ben is always running around the corridors with his huge mop. He probably dreams of catching us and sending us back to the nursery.
All right, let's start. Look, we need to crawl through this hole in the wall. Hey, Dobie, don't get stuck there.
Aha! I almost thought I was stuck. But no, I made it through. Wow, look, there's a whole maze of toys here. Is that a giant teddy bear?
Yeah, exactly. Let's pass by it and carefully go down this slide. I hope it's not too slippery. Oh, I almost fell.
Ha! Watch your step, Labrador. Hey, what do you think if Betty were a superhero? What would her superpower be?
I think she could teleport so she could instantly appear next to us and send us back to the nursery. What do you think?
I think her superpower would be sleepy dust. She would put all the kids to sleep instantly so they wouldn't escape. Oh, look, there's Ben with his mop.
Quick, hide behind this bed. Oh, Ben, you have no idea how close we are to you. Ha!
Whew, that was close. Now let's go through this pillow tunnel. By the way, what if Ben were the main character in a horror movie?
That would be something. The movie would be called Killer Mop Ben Returns. Ha! All right, just a bit more. Let's get to the exit quickly.
I see the door. We just need to get past this builder block and we're free. Hey, look, Betty is back. I hope she didn't see us.
All right, Dobie. Our task is to build a tower out of blocks to climb over this playpen fence. Look, I've already started. Hand me a couple more blocks.
Got it, Labrador. Here are some more blocks. By the way, do you remember how we used to escape from our babysitter when we were kids? She always made us take naps, but we just wanted to play.
Oh, of course I remember. We used pillows as steps to climb out the window. Good times. But now we've got a similar challenge. Almost done. Climb up.
Climbing up. I hope these blocks hold. Whoa, they're wobbling. Hold on tight, Labrador. Who made it? Now we need to build a block tower to reach the ventilation. This pile will do.
Look, there's the ventilation. I'm sure Ben is there. He's always on guard. Haha. He's like our watchdog, but with a mop. Let's get to work. Blocks in place.
Oh, Ben in the ventilation is just hilarious. I remember once he chased us with his mop when we tried to steal some cookies. He should be reminded of that. All right, climbing up.
I'm right behind you. Hey, look, there's Ben. He spotted us. Dobie, do you have a plan?
Of course, let's remember our childhood tricks. Remember how we set up obstacles? We'll do the same now. Let's throw blocks at him and make a run for it.
Great idea. Take this, Ben. Here's a block. Faster, Dobie. There's the ventilation door. Push it.
Hooray, we did it. Whew, we're out. Labrador, as always, you're the best. Remember how we used to escape as kids?
Of course I remember. That time when you put a pillow under the door to keep it from creaking, and then we quietly slipped out into the garden. Ha ha!
And the babysitter was looking for us all over the house while we hid in the bushes eating raspberries. That was so much fun.
When Dobie and I were little, our parents decided to have an evening without kids and hired a babysitter to look after us. We got the address and went there ourselves since our street was safe and our parents thought we could handle it. Unfortunately, we got the address wrong.
Yes, Labrador, I remember how it was. We approached the house that we thought was the right one. The door opened and a tall man in a white apron with a butcher knife in his hand stood before us. We were a bit confused but decided he must be our babysitter since the address matched.
We entered the house and immediately felt uneasy. The kitchen had large knives hanging everywhere and there were chunks of meat all around. We noticed a refrigerator that looked suspicious. When he opened it to grab something, we saw jars with what looked like eyes.
I remember how scared I was. Labrador and I started whispering, thinking this guy was a real murderer. He kept playing with the knife and gave us strange looks. We couldn't believe our parents sent us to such a person.
We decided we had to get out of there somehow. But when we tried to leave, he suddenly asked us what we were doing. I almost screamed in fear, but then I pulled myself together and said we wanted to take a little walk.
To our surprise, he let us go. We left the house and ran as fast as we could. We decided to go back home and tell our parents what happened. When we finally got home, Mom and Dad looked worried.
They immediately knew something was wrong. We explained what happened and they realized they had given us the wrong address. The real babysitter was waiting for us at a house on another street.
Dad decided to go back to that house and figure out what was going on. When he returned, he was laughing. It turned out that the man was a local chef preparing for a big banquet. Those eyes in the refrigerator were just pickled olives and cherries.
We laughed about it for a long time, but that incident taught us to be more careful. Ever since then, every time we see a chef with a knife, we remember that day and laugh.
It was one of those childhood adventures that stayed with us for life. Sometimes scary things turn out to be completely harmless. The main thing is not to lose your head and stay brave. Guys, don't forget to like and comment.
Dobie and I were at our station when we received an urgent call. All the babysitters in the world had suddenly started a revolt and taken over one of the daycares in our town. We quickly geared up and headed to the scene. It was hard to believe what could have caused such chaos.
When we arrived, we were met with a strange sight. Babysitters, usually so calm and caring, now looked like an army ready for battle. They had barricaded the entrance to the daycare and were shouting slogans. Some were holding toys like weapons, while others waved around diapers.
We approached cautiously, trying not to provoke more aggression. I attempted to start a conversation with the head babysitter, who seemed to be leading the revolt. She was elderly and stern, but determination shone in her eyes.
She responded that the babysitters were demanding better working conditions and higher wages. They felt undervalued and overworked. This was a full-blown babysitter revolution.
We realized the situation was serious and a peaceful solution was necessary. We suggested forming a committee to address the babysitters' issues and promised to relay their demands to the city authorities. But to do this, they needed to end the revolt and vacate the daycare.
The head babysitter thought it over and agreed. She believed we genuinely wanted to help. We arranged a meeting with the mayor and representatives from the education department to discuss the babysitters' demands.
At the meeting, the babysitters were able to voice their concerns and complaints. The mayor listened attentively and promised to take steps to improve their working conditions. It was decided to increase their salaries, improve their work schedules, and provide additional resources to aid them in their tough job.
After these negotiations, the babysitters calmed down and returned to their duties. The daycare reopened, and the children happily welcomed their babysitters back. Labrador and I were pleased that we could prevent the conflict from escalating and find a solution that satisfied everyone.
That day showed us how important it is to listen to people and help solve their problems. Even peaceful professions like babysitters can revolt if they are not heard. We learned to appreciate their work even more.
Yes, Labrador, it was an important lesson for all of us. We're glad we could help the babysitters and restore order in our town.
One morning, Dobie and I were at our station when we suddenly received a strange and unusual call. The message stated that a volcano had erupted in the city center, spewing money. We couldn't believe our ears, but we decided to head to the scene and figure out what was happening.
When we arrived, we saw an incredible sight. In place of the old fountain, there was now a real volcano, spewing money instead of lava, bills, coins, gold bars. A crowd of people had gathered around, trying to catch as much money as possible, and chaos ensued.
Dobie and I realized the situation was getting out of control. People were pushing, arguing, and even fighting over the money. We had to intervene quickly to prevent a disaster. I took out a megaphone and started calming the crowd, urging everyone to move to a safe distance and avoid creating a stampede.
Meanwhile, I tried to figure out where this strange volcano came from. We noticed a scientist in a white lab coat nearby, observing the scene intently. I approached him and asked what was going on.
The scientist introduced himself as Dr. Finch and explained that he was conducting an experiment to create a source of infinite wealth. He didn't expect the experiment to get out of control and lead to a money volcano eruption. He was extremely worried and ready to help us solve the problem.
Dr. Finch and I quickly devised a plan to shut down the volcano. He explained the steps we needed to take to safely stop the eruption. While Labrador continued to manage the crowd, Dr. Finch and I worked on deactivating the machine that powered the volcano.
The work was complex and required precision, but we managed it. When the last safety switch was turned off, the eruption stopped, and the volcano began to quiet down. People calmed down, and we were able to restore order.
Dr. Finch thanked us for our help and promised not to conduct any more experiments without proper safety measures. Labrador and I were pleased that we could prevent a disaster and bring order back to the city.
We completed the mode. See you next time. Hello, dear friends. Today we are going to escape from prison.
But this is no ordinary prison. It's the prison of the amazing digital circus.
That's right, Dobie. We're in for some exciting challenges and puzzles. I think we'll even uncover some secrets and mysteries of the actual series, The Amazing Digital Circus. Let's get started.
Strangely, it smells like candy in the ventilation. Maybe they're making cotton candy nearby.
I don't think so. We're in a prison. Have you watched both episodes?
Yes, I recently watched the second episode, and I'm eagerly waiting for the next one. I was really surprised that Kane is an artificial intelligence.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was just Pomni's imagination, and the others were playing along with her.
We got out of the ventilation, and I'm still hoping to find some cotton candy.
What? Did you hear that? It seems we're not alone. Oh my God, why did she come out of the wall?
Hurry, run away from her. Hopefully she's slower than we.
I wonder why they locked us up. Maybe we found the exit of the digital circus.
Look, she got stuck. I think they locked us in the cage because we know too much, or they just don't want to share their cotton candy with us.
Stop talking about it. Do you have sugar brains? If that's the case, then I'll be a zombie.
All right, I won't talk about it anymore. I just want something sweet. It's a pity we can't eat chocolate, and I don't have any dog chocolate.
Have you had chocolate with you all this time? That would have been a great bait. Why didn't you throw it at Pomni?
Honestly, I didn't even think about it. And I doubt the characters of the digital circus know how to eat. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to continuously record their shows, and they already come out very slowly.
It seems we ended up in the toilet through the ventilation. I wouldn't want the service guy to burst into the ventilation while I'm doing my business.
Wait, inspect the other stalls.
Oops! I'm sorry, sir. I'm burning with embarrassment right now. Let's get out of this awkward situation as quickly as possible.
Didn't it seem strange to you that he was just standing there, staring at the wall? Maybe he was eavesdropping on us to find out our vulnerabilities, and he's our main boss. If that's the case, it's a very interesting twist of events. In that case, I retract my apologies.
It seems you're exaggerating, Dobie. Maybe he just hadn't started doing his business yet. Look at his big skull and those bright neon eyes. I would like to have something like him at home. A beautiful statue with lighting.
Yeah, he's really cool. Phew, a giant boulder just rolled past us. It's a good thing we didn't reach it in time. It would have flattened us into pancakes.
Another boulder. That's a very simple challenge. I can't wait for a powerful boss to appear so we can play on equal terms.
Labrador, do you think the characters of the digital circus will be able to get out of it?
I don't know, but every story has an end, and it's likely to be in the last episode.
Curious where we're headed. Ah, it seems I understand now. It's the boss room.
Looks like you guessed wrong. It's Zubal's dungeon. What did they lock her up for?
Oh no, the gates are closed. Look for the lever. It's probably in that room.
Yes, I see it. Strange room. Did Zubal really write all these inscriptions? It seems she's bored here all alone.
Oh no, she caught us. I hope we don't have to start all over again. That was unfair. That room acted like a trap because it was a dead end.
I agree, but our complaints won't help us get further, so let's focus on the game. By the way, guys, leave a comment on which modes in Roblox we should try next. If you want to see Dobie and me play the scariest Roblox map, give us a like.
I have a theory that everything around us is made of plasticine because it's all so bright and colorful. Plastic would have cracked a long time ago. We haven't even tried touching the walls. What if they're actually candy? That's why it smelled so sweet.
Dobie, it seems like you're starting to rave.
Sorry, Sheriff Labrador. It looks like the circus environment is affecting me. Maybe it's hypnotizing me with all its colors, and that's why I'm feeling dizzy. Or maybe it's because I didn't eat this morning.
I hope you don't turn into a hungry zombie with a sugar brain and eat me. Brr! That's scary.
To prevent this from happening, let's take a break from the game and tell the guys a story about how we saved the city from the attack of infected mutant ants.
Of course, it all started when a meteorite fell on the outskirts of the city. Initially, everyone thought it was a rare but harmless natural event. However, it soon became clear that the consequences of the meteorite's impact were far more terrifying. A few days after the fall, we began receiving reports of strange and aggressive ants attacking people and animals. At first, we thought it was just a coincidence, but it soon became evident that these were no ordinary ants.
When we arrived at the scene, we saw that the ants were huge, the size of a small dog, and their behavior was clearly aggressive. They attacked everything in their path, and there seemed to be a strange gleam in their eyes, as if they were being controlled by an unknown force. We immediately evacuated the residents of the nearby houses and began coordinating efforts with scientists and insect control specialists. It was clear to us that the mutant ants were somehow linked to the meteorite.
After thorough investigation, scientists discovered that the meteorite brought a virus from another planet, which mutated the local ants, making them huge and aggressive. The virus spread rapidly, and we had to find a way to stop it before the ants overran the entire city. We organized a search operation to locate the epicenter of the virus spread. It turned out that the main anthill was located near the meteorite crash site. We realized that if we destroyed the source of the virus, we could stop the ants.
Together with the team of specialists, we infiltrated the anthill. It was dangerous and challenging, but we knew we had no other choice. We set explosives and orchestrated a controlled explosion, destroying the virus epicenter.
After that, the ants quickly began to lose their mutant abilities and became less aggressive. Scientists developed an antivirus, which we sprayed throughout the city to neutralize the remaining infection hotspots. The city was saved, and the residents were able to return to normal life.
An amazing story. Being a sheriff sure exposes you to all sorts of new things. And the best part is, now we have something to talk about with our friends.
Yeah, Dobie, being a sheriff is cool. I have a bad feeling it seems like we're about to face the boss battle, finally.
Sheriff Labrador, just look at him. He's so funny. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha! You're right, Dobie. Why is he looking in different directions? How can he see us?
To be honest, I feel a bit sorry for him too. Maybe we shouldn't kill him.
Ouch! He threw a tomato at us. Looks like that's all he's capable of. Unfortunately, we'll have to kill him because only then will the gates open and we can move forward.
Okay, let's focus on the boss. Grab the bazooka and shoot the same thing he's shooting.
Oh, take this tomato to the face, Jax.
That's what he deserves. Next time, he won't spoil vegetables and fruits. They could have gone to charity.
My face is already covered in vegetable scraps. Just a little bit more. He has very little HP left.
We did it. Well done.
Phew, he exploded so powerfully. We have his gun left. Maybe it will come in handy later.
Of course it will be needed, Labrador. Ahead of us awaits the final boss, and we still don't know who it is. By the way, who do you think it is?
I think the main boss is Kinger because he's the king. So he's the ultimate boss. Let's tell the guys another story while we're on our way to him. It will be about how we were forgotten on a deserted island for a week.
It seems like one of those days when all plans vanish like smoke. Labrador and I decided to go fishing on a small boat in a secluded bay. But something went wrong. We lost our bearings and sailed into unknown waters.
Yeah, we definitely messed up with navigation. The weather was unstable and we found ourselves on a deserted island, far from civilization. At first it seemed like a thrilling adventure, but as the days passed, we started to worry.
We tried to send out SOS signals, but there was no one who could hear us. We had to survive on that island for the entire week.
But remember, Dobie, it wasn't just a trial. During our stay, we discovered something strange on the northern part of the island. It was a small bunker buried underground. At first glance, it seemed abandoned for a long time, but something inside made us suspect otherwise.
Yeah, and that turned out to be true. In the bunker, we found old records and documents indicating that this island was used by the military for secret experiments in the past. It turned out that research was conducted here to create biological weapons.
Oh, Dobie, it looks like we'll have to postpone the story for a bit because right now we're going to fight the main boss of this map, Kane.
He crafted himself some big combat suit. That's good protection.
You're right. Such a suit would come in handy for us at the police precinct, for example, during prisoner riots or mass terrorist attacks.
Just look at the attention he paid to the details of the suit. There's even a bow tie and a hat. I think he's a bit obsessed with gentlemanliness.
Yeah, thank goodness we took the bazooka from Jax. We would be running around the field unarmed right now, searching for an exit.
We've already taken off one of his arms. He's shooting half as effectively. Let's push harder. We're almost there.
Take this. Get it.
I'm tired of killing him too. When will we defeat him? Maybe we're not hitting him?
Yes.
We did it, Sheriff Labrador.
We need to celebrate this. How about going to the dog cafe?
Not a bad idea. Did you see how beautifully he exploded?
Yay, it seems you wanted to finish telling the story.
Right. Thanks for reminding me. We stopped at finding the abandoned bunker.
We were shocked by this discovery. The history of this place was dark and dangerous. We realized that something needed to be done to prevent further use of the island for sinister purposes.
We gathered all the information we found and did everything possible to reach the nearest settlement and report it. Our persistence and determination allowed us to return home and prevent a potential threat.
So, dear friends, today we escaped from the amazing digital circus prison and went through a lot of challenges, but it's time to say goodbye. Be sure to watch our other videos and don't forget to like. See you soon. Hello, dear friends. Today we are going to try to escape from Catnap Berry's prison.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. On our way, we will face challenging yet exciting obstacles. We will also have to fight the main boss of this prison. So, let's get started.
First, we need to escape from the cell through the ventilation system. Luckily, our police station is much more secure and well-planned.
I agree. If our station wasn't so modern and secure, the number of escapes would increase significantly, and it would be much harder to catch criminals.
It looks like we need to press this button to activate the parkour. I can't even imagine why they would build a parkour course in the prison's ventilation system.
Maybe it's all designed to give the smartest prisoners a chance to escape. And at the end, they get an invitation to work at a government scientific lab.
Quick, press the button and go around him. Considering how chubby he is, he'll never catch us. So, where were we? I'd lean more towards the theory that this was all built by Mr. Beast. And he's filming another massive video involving lots of people and animals. Although we don't seem to remember how we got here.
Great, we got away from the pot-bellied police officer. But that wasn't too difficult.
Better not celebrate too early, or we might slip on the pipe and land right back in his paws.
We go back into the ventilation shaft. Hopefully Freddy doesn't jump out from around the corner.
Oops, we ended up in the men's restroom. Let's try not to get into an awkward situation.
Someone didn't flush the toilet. Guys, make sure to flush after yourselves.
Oh, a hidden tunnel in the restroom. Great, grab the shovel and let's put our natural instincts to use.
Main thing is not to dig like this in Minecraft.
Well, we didn't fall into lava, lucky us, but ahead I see a parkour course that looks very unsafe.
Sheriff Labrador, I think this will be a very easy parkour for you, since we all know you're a natural-born parkourist.
It's true, Dobie. Thank you for believing in me, but I wasn't born a natural parkourist. I learned it through hard work and dedication back when I was in school. I've already shared this story in detail in another one of our videos. If you haven't heard about it, make sure to check out our other videos. It's a really interesting story.
Did you see? Looks like a giant boulder rolled down there. We need to be more careful.
I understand. Looks like a boulder is rolling towards us right now. There are spots here not by accident to dodge it.
Got it. We're almost there. This is the last time.
I kind of like this place. There are cool fountain waterfalls here. I'm sure it's very hot outside this location.
Right now, I just feel the horror of this place. We're currently in a cave beneath the prison.
I wonder where we're heading up to. I think one of the mini-bosses is waiting nearby. We've come quite far from our prison cell.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to encounter Dog Day too. Let's hide in that room.
It seems we need to press this lever to open the gates.
Oh no, he caught us. I hope we won't have to start everything over again.
No, the gates are open, so everything is saved and we can proceed further.
He's faster than us. I hope he doesn't catch up to us now.
Dobie, remember that game we played last summer? The one where we investigated a series of robberies in the megacity?
Of course, Lab. It was incredibly exciting. We felt like real detectives, and every time we managed to solve the next crime, it felt heroic.
Exactly. Remember when we caught that bandit hiding in the dark alleys? It was a real challenge, but thanks to our teamwork, we pulled through.
Cop games have always been our favorites. We can really get into character and act like true, law-abiding crime fighters.
Plus, these games help us not only have fun, but also improve our teamwork. We learn to trust each other, coordinate actions, and make quick decisions in tough situations.
And it's a great way to unwind after a stressful day on duty. We can relax, forget about daily worries, and dive into an exciting gaming world.
And let's not forget how we sometimes hilariously react to funny situations in the game. I'll never forget the time you almost got stuck in a window trying to catch a thief.
Well, Lab, I can't wait for us to meet up again tonight and embark on a new adventure. As a team, we can solve any puzzle and keep the city safe.
Absolutely, Dobie. Together, we're unstoppable.
It seems we need to go up into the ventilation. We'll need a ladder. I think it's in the storeroom.
Exactly. Good guess. I remembered a story about how we saved our planet and even became astronauts for it. It was a quiet evening when a strange signal came through the radio in our cozy town on Earth. Dobie and I immediately sensed something was wrong. The voice of an engineer from the Space Center informed us of a terrible threat. The moon had veered off its orbit and was heading towards Earth.
We exchanged looks and without hesitation made a decision. We had to take action. The next few days were spent in intensive astronaut training courses. Who would have thought that ordinary sheriffs like us would be tasked with saving the planet in space?
Meanwhile, our engineers weren't sitting idle. They developed a special device, a powerful rocket engine that could be installed on the surface of the moon to alter its trajectory.
Finally, launch day arrived. We donned specially made spacesuits and, together with a team of specialists, lifted off towards the moon. At that moment, I felt like part of something extraordinary. Our mission to save humanity.
After a difficult and tense flight, we successfully landed on the moon. Our paws trembled with excitement as we began to install the rocket engine. This was our chance to avert disaster.
With each passing minute, our confidence grew. Carefully, we activated the engine and began to adjust the moon's orbit. The strength of our unity and determination was our greatest weapon in this incredible situation.
Finally, the mission was accomplished. Dobie and I left the moon on a new trajectory that no longer posed a threat to Earth.
Meanwhile, Labrador, you and I have turned 3 valves and are already rushing to the next challenge.
Crawling through the vents again. There are too many of them on this map. I'm tired of them already.
I understand how you feel, but hang in there just a little bit longer. I can already sense that the next boss is close.
Dobie, do you know which game all these characters we're encountering in this place are from?
Of course I know, Lab. What a question. It's not a game, but the amazing Digital Circus series. I'm eagerly awaiting the next episode. But one thing puzzles me. I don't recall Catnap and Dog Day being there. It seems the creator of this place decided to merge several universes into one, which makes it so interesting to meet characters from different games in one place.
Wow, where did we fall? Are we right at the boss already?
It looks like you're right, Labrador. Oh no, he spotted us. Quick, grab the food Zuka and blast him in the face.
In principle, we're faster than him, so he won't cause us any trouble.
Let's make him swallow this pineapple. He deserves it.
Interesting idea. If this bazooka had an infinite supply of food, that would indeed be very convenient. It could be used not only for defense, but also as a food creator for the whole day. A great cost-saving measure.
Yeah, it would be great if you could choose the food it shoots. I would always go for chips. Too bad they're bad for your health.
His HP is already very low. We almost got him.
Let's do this.
Hooray! We did it. Great job, Dobie.
Oh, why is he so scary?
It's interesting how he exploded. We flew several dozen meters away. Honestly, I even felt a little sorry for him, as he was so slow and helpless.
But that's just a diversion to make us relax and not handle the final boss. So let's gather all our strength and move forward to the next challenge.
It's a pity we didn't bring the sled. You're right. Let's not pay attention to it. It was just another challenge.
Let's tell the guys another amazing story to keep ourselves entertained on the way to the final boss. It was an ordinary day when we received an unexpected call at our station. On the other end of the line was a little turtle boy who was crying and pleading for help. He was lost in the sewer and couldn't find his way out. Labrador and I quickly gathered our gear and set out to rescue him.
As we navigated through the dark tunnels, we encountered some angry crocodiles. They clearly weren't happy to see us, but instead of fighting, we decided to try negotiating.
I stepped forward and explained the situation. The leader of the crocodiles, old and wise, listened to us and decided to help. He warned us about the dangers, but allowed us to pass.
We found the little turtle boy, trembling with fear, and guided him to the surface. The crocodiles kept their word and didn't harm us.
That story really warmed my heart. But you know what, Labrador? I can already feel that we're about to face the final boss. Are you ready for it?
Of course, Dobie. We're sheriffs. We're always ready for this.
Something I don't see the food Zuka in the inventory. I hope we get a weapon.
And here he is. Well, hello, Barry Catnap. It's time to battle you.
Catch this banana!
Dobie, it looks like we need to shoot not food into his mouth, but at his weapons, his minigun hands. I think they'll explode and trigger a chain reaction, causing the robot to explode.
Not a bad theory, Lab. Let's put it to the test.
Let's start shooting at the right hand, or rather, from his perspective, the left hand.
We're doing really well. One arm is already damaged.
By the way, while we're shooting at his arms and his HP is decreasing, it does mean that my theory is correct and we're doing everything right.
Victory is close. Half of the HP of the second arm is gone too. Let's push harder.
I'm getting tired already, to be honest. I wish they could give us a more powerful weapon.
Yeah, we did it! I hope we won't get thrown a kilometer away this time.
Another place completed in Roblox. Thanks, Dobie, for your help.
Thank you too. It was an unforgettable adventure. Let's get out of this cursed prison as soon as possible.
We just need to get into this truck, and then we'll accomplish our goal. That means it's time to finish. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed our escape today, be sure to comment on who else we should escape from. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
See you soon.
Hi everyone, it's Sheriff Labrador here again with my partner, Sheriff Dobie. Today, we found ourselves in a creepy new Roblox game called Escape Grimace Shake's Prison. Imagine a prison built by the weirdest and craziest character, Grimace Shake. Everything here is made of his favorite shakes. But don't get too excited. These treats are full of traps and dangers. So hit that like button and tell us in the comments which trap would scare you the most. Ready, Dobie?
Hey, friends. Wow, Labrador, this place is seriously creepy. According to the story, Grimace Shake decided that anyone who doesn't love his shakes should end up in his prison. He's locked us up here to prove that his shakes are not just drinks, but real challenges. We need to find the keys to open 3 doors and escape, but Grimace has placed his shakes everywhere, and each one is a new trap. And the most important thing, don't let him catch us, or he'll make us drink these weird shakes until the end of the game.
Yeah, and don't think it's going to be easy. Every room in this prison feels like its own little Grimace world, where everything sways and wobbles like his shakes. The floors are slippery, the walls are moving, and instead of regular doors, there are giant shake glasses that you have to activate to move forward. Sometimes, you'll need to find hidden buttons or use special crystals that give you temporary protection from his traps.
Plus, there are mechanical arms here that try to grab us and pull us back to the cell. Grimace has cameras all over the place, and if you get caught in their view, an alarm goes off and the chase begins. To avoid this, you have to hide behind walls and furniture. But even that can be risky, because some walls suddenly start moving or disappear when you get close.
Legend has it that Grimace used to be just an ordinary shake, but after being ignored at the cafe, he turned into a villain. His goal is to make everyone aware of his mighty shakes and to love them, but his methods are definitely wrong. He uses his prison as a test of endurance and cunning to prove that his shakes deserve attention. But we're not going to give up that easily.
And hey, Labrador, remember that moment when we had to run through the giant mixer room? That was wild. Mixers were spinning, shakes were pouring from the ceiling, and we had to jump from one platform to another to avoid falling into that swirling vortex. And we also had to watch out not to step on falling ice cubes that could knock us back down.
And of course, we can't forget Grimace's signature trick, his giant straws that can pull us in any direction. You have to be really careful when they start moving, because if you don't make it through in time, they'll suck you back into the cell. The keys are hidden in the most unexpected places, like in a giant shake that you have to stir to reach the key at the bottom.
So, friends, support us with your likes and comments, because with your help, we'll definitely escape this shake trap. We have to get through all these rooms, avoid getting caught by Grimace, and find all the keys to finally escape and regain our freedom. Plus, we need to uncover why Grimace became such a villain. Maybe we can help him become good again?
Let's find out together what's really behind Grimace Shake's strange prison. Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss our new adventures, and tell your friends so they can also learn how to escape this crazy prison. Onward to freedom and new challenges, partner. Ready? Let's get started.
Let's go, Labrador! Let's run as fast as our paws can carry us. See you on the other side, friends. We will definitely get out, especially with such an awesome support team like you.
Dobie, are you sure you understood what they said over the radio? At first I thought it was a joke or some kind of mistake. A call about a living Grimace Shake? That can't be real. I always thought things like that only existed on the internet, in memes and videos. But now we're getting reports that someone saw this purple drink with eyes and arms walking around the park, scaring people. And they're saying it's acting aggressively, throwing trash, hurling stones, and apparently trying to frighten kids. I can't imagine how we're going to deal with this. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Labrador, I couldn't believe my ears either. I initially thought it was just a prank, or someone was trying to mess with us again. But when we got to the scene and saw that living shake wandering through the park, I knew it was serious. It really did look like the Grimace shake from those weird videos, purple with big eyes and a very grumpy expression. When I tried to get closer to calm it down, it almost threw a trash can at me. It's definitely not in the mood for negotiations. Labrador, we've dealt with a lot, but a living drink, this is a whole new level. We need to figure out how to calm it down without hurting anyone.
Yeah, this Grimace shake is definitely not the friendliest character. I was thinking maybe it's just scared or doesn't understand where it is. If it's some kind of creature that ended up here by accident, it must be as frightened as everyone who sees it. We can't just walk up and arrest it like a regular offender. We need to find a way to make contact and understand what it needs. Remember how we calmed down that escaped panda at the zoo? Maybe we should try something similar. Although, of course, food probably won't help. On the other hand, maybe it has a weakness for something specific. We need to figure out what could attract its attention and calm it down.
Labrador, I was thinking the same thing. It seems like this shake reacts to loud noises and sudden movements. Every time someone shouted or made quick gestures, it started acting more aggressively. But when I quietly approached from the other side and just watched, it seemed to calm down. It looks like it doesn't like sudden changes, and maybe it's just trying to protect itself. What if we try playing something soothing? Music or nature sounds? Remember how we played rain sounds for those dogs at the shelter that needed calming down? It might work here too, but there's one problem. It's already climbed to the top of the fountain and is just sitting there, frowning and pelting us with fruit.
Great idea, Dobie. Music really might help. I've got a speaker in the car that connects to my phone. We could play some relaxing music and try to step back a bit so we don't scare it anymore. Let it sit and listen calmly. If it works, we can carefully escort it to a safe place where it won't bother anyone. And while you keep it distracted with music, I'll try to find some information about this creature. Maybe there's something online that will tell us where it came from and how to deal with it. Grimace shake. Who would have thought? Let's give it a try, Dobie, and hopefully it'll calm our purple guest down.
Sounds great, Labrador. I can already picture us playing a soothing tune and this shake slowly calming down. Let's hope it works, and we don't have to chase it all over town. While you get the speaker ready, I'll take a position and try to get bystanders to move away. We need as few people around as possible to avoid unnecessary noise and commotion. Let's stick to the plan, partner. Today we're calming down purple shakes, and who knows what tomorrow will bring. The important thing is to work together and never give up. Let's do this, Labrador.
Perfect, Dobie. We've handled tougher situations before. The main thing now is not to panic and take it easy. I've set up the speaker, started the music, and it seems like Grimace Shake is actually starting to relax a bit. Look, it stopped throwing things. Great job keeping the crowd away, by the way. Now let's slowly move closer, so we don't startle it again. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be able to lead it away from the park and find it a place where it won't be a bother to anyone. You're right, Dobie. We'll handle this because we're a team.
Look, Labrador, the music really seems to be working. It's not as tense anymore, even kind of swaying to the rhythm. We've got this, I'm sure. Let's move slowly, keep our distance, and just wait for it to calm down completely. Maybe, in the end, Grimace Shake is just lost and doesn't know how to behave in this strange world for it. And we're going to help it. Come on, partner, just a little more, and everything will be fine. Our city will be calm and safe again, even if we have to deal with the most unusual creatures. Let's go, Labrador, we've got a job to do.
Dobie, do you remember that old candy store on Biscuit Street? We used to visit it as kids. It was a real paradise for sweet tooths back then. But who would have thought that this store would turn into such a sinister place after all these years? When we got the call about strange noises and movements inside the abandoned store, I thought it was just another kid's prank or someone playing urban legends. But when we went inside, I realized I was wrong. those shadows, those rustlings, and then you turned into a living candy monster. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, thought it was another trick, but you were made of lollipops, gummy bears, and marshmallows. How is that even possible, Dobby? I didn't know what to do.
Labrador, I was in shock too. When we entered the store, I immediately felt something was off. There was a strange smell in the air. Sweet, but somehow musty. And then the light. It seemed like the lamps had long burned out, but everything was still glowing with colorful lights, like in old candy machines. I took a step forward to get a better look at one of the displays, and suddenly felt something was wrong. My body started changing, just like in some weird dream. Suddenly my paws became sticky, and my tail turned into a huge caramel stick. I was panicking, trying to say something, but my voice sounded like rustling wrappers. It was a nightmare. I tried to move, but all I did was make candy and gum crunching noises. Labrador, it felt like I was going to be this monster forever. How did you manage to get it together so quickly and figure out what to do?
Your rescue was super easy for me. I just poured water on you and the monster disappeared. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.